You guys know the rules. Listen for my commands, okay? Take your sides and wait for my signal.
White, blue and red for Olivera Taza, all black for Lachlan Giles, and a lot of people have been looking forward to this one.
Oh.
Particularly for the leg entanglement, but there's a few other factors at play as well. Giles with the slightly greater experience as Taza goes searching on arm drag. Shin to shin for Giles now. Oh, he looks to feed it for that inside control. He's got a grip all the way behind the knee. The strain on Giles' face as he looks to maintain that gable grip behind the knee. Get underneath. Very unorthodox position.
Yeah, very unusual.
We've seen that his training partner, Craig Jones, just inverts across on the far leg from that position so dynamically. And you saw he tried to backstep into that inside control.
Yeah, really interesting attack.
It's not the first time we've seen some new and dynamic leg entries on Polaris. As Eddie Cummings showcasing some new skills several shows ago.
Taza threatening that arm drag to inside trip again.
Well, Taza in his matches, he's usually one of the guys who's just consistently attacking. He's overwhelming with pace and attacks.
Yeah, he's using that collar tie really effectively at the moment to keep breaking Lachlan's posture.
Oh, good bit of wrestling there. Stayed heavy behind the tricep. Immediately looking to step into the legs.
Lachlan countering.
Yeah, coming up on a single.
Throw the leg over the back triangle.
Oh, lovely jumping flower sweep entry, possibly.
Yeah, very nice. Looked like he was adding it to the triangle, possibly a flower sweep of the armbar.
Close guard for Taza now. Giles inside control on the biceps. No shortage of action in this first 2 minutes.
Taza's stuffing that hand inside like he's possibly going for a triangle.
Yeah, setting up to grip over the top.
Yeah, again, he's looking at this kind of Kimura position.
Wow, straight arm on the shoulder now. Yeah. Odagarami. And this is a good angle for Taza. He can keep inverting underneath. Giles trying to square up a little bit here. Giles trying to drive that arm deep to defend.
Good adjustments from Taza though, just to keep that angle, or keep some angle on Giles.
And here he goes as he got underneath him. He sweeps to top position. Staying heavy on his base here. Strips the single leg X of Giles. Giles fishes that top leg back inside, but if he can't connect it, it's not going to do him much good.
Leg drag, possibly looking to sit back on it.
Oh, you can see he's faking that Kimura, combining it with the backstep entry.
Yeah, throwing plenty of varied attacks up.
Yeah, he slips into this inside control and has both legs as well. It's a very difficult position for Lachlan.
Double trouble, as Mr. Danaher and the team call it. So he's controlling the far leg here. He's got a very deep bite on the upper thigh of Lachlan Giles' right leg.
Nice escape from Lachlan Giles, just creating the space and pulling his knee line free. Very tricky position that he was caught in there.
Through the first 4 minutes here. Both these gentlemen traveling some distance to get here. To say, Lachlan Giles coming that little bit further. Again, jumping entry from Taza, looked to really change the angle on his way to the mat. We're back in close guard here, and we've already seen he'll get up on that shoulder and attack the straight arm.
Yeah, he really is just continually connecting attacks from one side to the other, keeping the pressure on Lachlan all the time.
I mean, it's just work rate, you know, if you don't give the other guy a chance to initiate anything or to settle, you know, just constantly attacking.
But Giles hasn't really had the chance to get any of his game off yet. It'd be nice to get a glimpse of that at some point during this match.
I mean, that first entry he had was fascinating. I mean, I look forward to reviewing that afterwards, or possibly asking him what he was going for. But they're going to try and post down on the hips here. Taza's guard is open briefly, but they're going to dive underneath.
Get a knee inside, start entering the legs. Make sure you keep your arm on the inside.
Now, we know that Giles does have a very good upper body choke game as well in those passing sequences.
Lachlan's really trying to apply the pressure now, put pressure down on Taza and pass. Taza just fails and comes into a great knee tap.
Yeah, good. We've seen great wrestling from Taza before. I mean, he's actually putting it to use in this one. Very strong 2-on-1 earlier. That was an excellent knee tap, as you said, Tom.
Yeah, lovely little bit of leg work as well, just to you know, clear that inside control of Lachlan.
So Giles pummeling back inside with that arm to create some space for the legs.
Are we going to see that entry again?
Oh, we shall see. Taza staying very heavy on this knee cut at the moment. Josh Palmer, Tom Barlow, Nick Osipchak bringing in the action here tonight. One more match coming your way, live and exclusive on UFC Fight Pass. It's going to be Gregor Gracie taking Gilbert Dorino Burns. Right now it's Taza sitting back on a leg. He's going to try and come up to the back off this scramble.
Stop.
We're going to get a little reset, bring them back into the middle of the mat.
Right over right centre, please. We're back. We good? Let's go.
8 minutes, 20 seconds
Yeah,
left.
Taza really embracing Jiu-Jitsu as his career path and his way of life. Giles, a bit more experience, started Jiu-Jitsu at the age of 15. Actually has a PhD in physiotherapy he completed about 18 months ago.
Taza seems to be isolating that top leg of Giles. He's done it a couple of times.
You got to wonder if he's going to look to just step all the way over the top of it.
Oh, nice inversion by Lachlan though to come up on a single.
Up on a single, bailed out by Taza, almost dumped himself on his head there.
Lachlan trying to keep the pressure.
We're coming up just past the halfway point in this one. We've seen Taza get perhaps slightly better at the wrestling so far.
Yeah, he's had a couple of lovely arm drag entries and a beautiful knee tap as well.
About 7 minutes remaining.
Yeah, looks for it again. Falls back inside to break that plumb clinch again with the strong attempt at the 2-on-1. Lovely arm drag in on the single. He's going to complete here.
Nice
Convert
reversal.
straight through.
That was a beautiful reversal, but they're still scrambling.
Yeah, Giles trying to go to the back.
Yeah, he's in that crab ride position. Can use that to come up or take the back from there.
He's got a very strong body lock as well. Taza's really trying to peel him off here. You can see the first roll was very hard for Giles to hold onto.
Yes, good.
And he has to give up the body lock, back to the single.
Now, spin behind.
And Taza just putting him under pressure straight away again, not giving Lachlan a chance to reset and rest.
I mean, you have to wonder, did that take a little bit out of Giles? He was really trying to haul in that body lock.
Tired. Pressure.
6 minutes remaining. You do feel like the better of the exchanges are just leaning the way of Olivera Taza right now.
Yeah, he seems to have been the more active. He's continually putting the pressure on Lachlan.
Oh, and Taza covering the ankle as he falls back to look for this entanglement.
Grip, forcing the push the leg through, regain the knee line.
You can see Giles trying to pummel that outside leg all the way in. Taza very wary of it, uses his free arm to keep that lever a long way away. Second 5-minute period elapsed here. So far the judges, Matt Side, Mark Goddard, Dan Hardy, and David Anuma will have marked down 2 scores thus far. Again, Giles looking to get inside.
Yeah, Lachlan tried to come up to that single leg again. This time Taza was a little bit wise.
Taza looking a little bit ugly there. Really strong collar tie on the upper body. Now framing on the throat.
Lachlan was shooting through to that leg.
He's trying to feed inside, but you see Taza just deals with the bottom leg and really negates what the top leg is doing. Taza sitting back now. Glance up at the clock from Olivera Taza. That'll tell him there's 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. And this is one of those big unknowns, you know, nobody really quite knew what would happen coming into this one. We haven't seen too much of Lachlan Giles stateside, and certainly not since, you know, it became a bit more prevalent for the leg locks and the rise of his training partner, Craig Jones. He's got a good bite here, moves to double outside Ashi.
Taza steps over and has a stronger position now.
Back on top.
Yeah, great counter leg work from Olivera Taza.
Lachlan's come back on top.
You look to elevate, invert underneath, inside to top.
2-on-1 for Taza, that wrist grip.
Centre, please.
We're going to reset in the match. Our referee, Ed Ingemel's keeping a close eye on this one.
Please. Same position, guys. You know where you were.
Lachlan's corner, telling him his opponent is showing signs of fatigue and urging him to up work rate now.
Yes, go.
Well, he may be, he may not be. We've seen Taza put in these kind of long, grinding performances before. Sweeps, comes to the top, looks to vault over.
Lachlan again looks like he's trying to come to that single leg X position. Taza just shuts it down, drops his weight down on the leg.
Use your left leg to help palm your right leg back inside.
Yeah, Giles is, he's
Almost pulled to it.
He's getting the grip behind the knee each time, but nothing to really reinforce. Outside of that, Taza settling down to a slightly heavier position on top here.
Yeah, very strong position now from Taza. He's really putting the pressure down on Lachlan.
French-Canadian with Lebanese heritage is Olivera Taza, but as we said, spending an awful lot of time down in the northeast of the US these days.
Taza used like a fake leg lock entry to try and go towards the back there. Almost got it as well. Lachlan just recognized it at the last moment.
I mean, if the leg entanglements weren't so prevalent, you'd have just called an over-under pass entry from there, but we know better than to assume that these days. Well, Giles trying to work a little bit deeper underneath here.
It looks like he's trying to throw that top leg over to go to like a knee bar position, but Taza's just too aware of it.
It's interesting, Giles has never actually attacked the far leg in this position. It's always been the leg inside, and Taza with a bite here. Again, tries to come up on the back. Oh no, regarding.
Looked like he came up to a craft position and then sat back through to the leg attack. But again, you see him coming on top, being the more aggressive with the attacks as well.
Yeah, I just think that generally the greater aggression and the slightly more dominant position has come from Olivera Taza throughout the vast majority of this match so far.
I agree, and we're in the final minute now. Giles has got to up a gear or two. He's got to push for a finish.
There goes searching, trying to earn that takedown. He's on neck here. They're going to keep scrambling.
Stop there, guys. You'll have to reset.
Well, the referees are asking for a stop. Let's hope the clock is getting paused while we do
You're
this
both
reset.
happy with this?
We're both happy.
Okay, reset in the same position then, guys. quickly, guys. Okay, ready? Just stop from there. Okay.
And I had wondered maybe if Giles was going to grab a few more neck grips in some of the scrambles, or a few more head and arm grips.
I just don't think he's had the opportunity. Taz has just been too aggressive throughout.
Oh, he's going to the far leg now. He's got a good grip and a good bite. Trying to get all the way up, but Taza stays so heavy on top of him. There we go. Oh, and the time runs out. Just as Lachlan Giles gets what possibly might have been his deepest leg entry of the entire match.
Yeah, a case of too little, too late there. I mean, he had found some success, but he just left it to the last minute, start upping the levels.
I think Olivera Taza has not really left anything on the mat there. He is breathing very heavily, as you'd hope after 15 minutes of that kind of work.
Yeah, I mean, he was pushing the pace throughout that entire match.
Yeah, and I think that's probably going to be the thing that's paid dividends for him here. I mean, we're going to go to a judge's decision. Let's take a look at some of the replays of that one.
Yeah, here we can see the Taza just attacking that leg. This was a great entry that he had. He tied up both legs. Lachlan just managed to escape his knee line. Again, good scramble. Lachlan almost got that takedown, but every time that Taza went, he went to that single leg, Taza just pulled guard. And over and over, he's trying to attack the legs and just pushing the pace in this match. Any time that Lachlan got to a good position, Taza just seemed to have an answer for it.
That's right, he always had a counter. And Lachlan's attacks were just too few and far between, I think, to get the decision.
Yeah, let's go to the judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 15 minutes of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All three judges saw it the same for your winner by unanimous decision. And moving on to contend for the Polaris Welterweight Championship, Olivera Taza.
I'm here with our winner, Olivera Taza. Mr. Taza, give us your thoughts on that one, because you pushed the pace throughout that entire 15 minutes.
I did push the pace, man. It comes from your opponents make you better, When I learned I was gonna face somebody like him, you just gotta start training for somebody like really high level. You gotta practice everything. Think of having a complete game, and obviously when you're training, you wanna give your 100% in every session. So I just did what I did in training every day, and it paid off.
Anything specific you worked on in this camp, training for someone like Lachlan Giles, who has a similar kind of leg game and choke game?
Yes, I worked on my wrestling a lot, stand up. I wanted to be on top. I saw I had very heavy top game. Good movement, side to side, very submission aware, as you guys may have noticed. Very aggressive on submission, so yeah, mainly I wanted to be on top, try to push the pace, work on my passing. Fortunately, didn't get a pass, but next time I'll be better.
The wrestling definitely showed. You scored several takedowns in that one. Now, what this win does for you is it sets up another rematch with a man you faced several times already, Mr. Ross Nichols. Any thoughts on that one?
Yes, first time it was hard. Second time was harder. Third time, I expect even harder. We're a really cool guy, but very talented, very active, works hard. So you guys can expect a very active match, as always.
We look forward to that later on in the year. We'll let you go and celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Olivera Taza.